Greetings, everybody. This particular story is in 2 parts, and I'll be including them both here in this video. And rest assured, I shall link both parts in the description below. So, if you do enjoy what you're about to hear, please give this video a like. If you're new and would like to stay up to date with my videos, please feel free to subscribe and share it all around if you really did enjoy it. So, with that out of the way, sit down, and I'll tell you a tale like none that you have ever heard. Around last Wednesday, on the 20th, my roommates and I finished moving into our new apartment. The place is pretty nice, nothing too fancy, but a good size for the 3 of us. Our apartment has a nice open kitchen and family room, and connecting to it is a narrow hallway with all of our bedrooms. Every night since we moved in has been really odd, though. First of all, we found a wine stain in the carpet the day we got there, which, you would think, would have been cleaned before they sold the place. Also, all of our neighbors have given us weird looks ever since we moved in, looking at us like they are disgusted and scared at the same time. I'm guessing the people who lived in our apartment before us didn't have the best reputation. People maybe don't realize that they moved and that we are new people living there. Another weird thing is that a lot of the outlets in the place don't work, but no one ever told us ahead of time. And weirdest of all, there is a knock on our door each night. The first night, I was sleeping and I woke up to hear a knock at the door. I left my room, turned the lights on, checked the door, and, big surprise, no one was there. I just assumed it was the neighbors, but then it happened again the next night. Once again, I checked, and there was no one there. I asked my roommates. It seems like each of them slept through it. Every night, it has happened again and again. My roommates and I have tried to stay awake for it, but none of us have been able to. It happens at random times. Some nights, it's 4 a.m. Other nights, it's 2:30 a.m. All of us have long work hours, so we are usually too tired to even try to stay up. Every night, I try to check the door faster to see if I can catch who it is, but there is never anyone there. I'm a pretty light sleeper, but my friends are very deep sleepers, so I am always the one who has to go check. Last night, however, was different. Up until last night, we have all dismissed it, and just assume it's either a prank or a neighbor's door. Last night, after the knock, I find a note on the door. It read, "Beer, chips, ranch, cheese. Please." Now you may think this is just someone's grocery list or something, but there's more to it. There was a pen on the ground when I opened the door. The pen was a blue pen, same as the note was written in. The part that gave me chills and realized something else was at play here was when I saw the engraving on the pen. It was a pen from a doctor's office, Dr. Daniel Jennings' office, the place where my roommate works. I am now scared as hell. This knock has to be from someone who knows us, or someone who is following us. I don't know what to do next. When I woke up today, I immediately went to the kitchen to tell Rob what I found. Rob is the one who works at the doctor's. Rob's reaction was more concerned than mine was when I told him. As I kept rambling on about how insane this all is, he cut me off and said, "Shh." He started mouthing sentences to me, instead of talking at the normal volume we were just at. "What's wrong?" I said, and once more he shushed me. He waved me over to where he was walking. We quietly walked to the desk where Rob does his work. I couldn't tell why we were being so quiet, but Rob was practically tiptoeing, so I trusted him and just went along. He brought me to his desk, pulled out a drawer, and showed me a small box filled with the same pen. "And?" I said. He then took one of the pens, grabbed a piece of paper, and wrote down a message. At that moment, my body froze. I felt chills slowly travel down my spine, all the way to my feet. I suddenly felt unsafe. His note read, "Those pens are new. Supposed to bring to office tomorrow." Old pens were red engraving on side. It didn't take me longer than 2 seconds to realize that meant the pen was taken from inside the apartment. Now we're clueless what to do. Rob had the idea of setting a camera up at our door, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think we should do? I need help fast. I'll update you if something happens. Update. Thank you for your comments, guys. It helped me think of some ideas of how to deal with this. We decided on putting a camera in the hallway outside our door, and letting it run all night. We hid it in a plant and plugged it in all night so it wouldn't die. Luckily, it had enough storage to record the whole night. It's one of my roommate's fancy camcorders. The footage somehow managed to show barely anything, yet make us figure out everything at the same time. The footage was mostly just neighbors walking in and out of the hallway, talking to friends, bringing home groceries, the usual stuff. During the night, when I woke up to the knock, I immediately wrote down what time it was. I believe it was around 2:48 a.m. So, I wrote back to the footage to the timestamp of when it would be that time. But we saw the opposite of what we were expecting. Nobody was there. We were all so confused. We had no idea what this could mean, but then Patrick, the other roommate, decided to enhance and increase the audio in the video. We all stood around his computer as he edited the footage, and then we watched it back. At the correct time in the video, you could hear a faint knock, but no one to be seen. Patrick said, "Oh shit, this place is haunted." I chuckled a bit, but Rob had a terrified look on his face. We asked him what's wrong. Then he whispered, "They're here. They're in here right now." All of us froze. We could feel our bodies stiffen as the eerie thought came to mind. Rob was right. The knocking was coming from the inside. Someone wasn't breaking in. Someone from Rob's work wasn't pulling a prank. None of that. There was a fucking stranger in our apartment. The next question is, where? There are no secret closets or small doors in the apartment, and no attic and no basement because we were on the 4th floor out of 12. So now, we need to figure out where he or she is. Where should we look? What should we do first? All of our minds are absolutely fucked right now, and we need people from outside the situation to guide us right now. So please, help. I'll read your replies and update you on what we decide to do. First of all, here's my update I gave you guys earlier, in case you missed it. Thank you for your comments, guys. It helped me think of some ideas of how to deal with this. We decided on putting a camera in the hallway outside our door, and letting it run all night. We hid it in a plant, and plugged it in all night so it wouldn't die. Luckily, it had enough storage to record the whole night. It's one of my roommate's fancy camcorders. The footage somehow managed to show barely anything. It'd make us figure out everything at the same time. The footage was mostly just neighbors walking in and out of the hallway, talking to friends, bringing home groceries, the usual stuff. During the night, when I woke up to the knock, I immediately wrote down what time it was. I believe it was around 2:48 a.m. So, we rolled back the footage and the timestamp of when it would be that time. But, we saw the opposite of what we were expecting. Nobody was there. We were all so confused. We had no idea what this could mean, but then Patrick, the other roommate, decided to enhance and increase the audio in the video. We all stood around his computer as he edited the footage, and then we watched it back. At the correct time in the video, you could hear a faint knock, but no one to be seen. Patrick said, "Oh shit, this place is haunted." I chuckled a bit, but Rob had a terrified look on his face. We asked him what's wrong. Then he whispered, "They're here. They're in here right now." All of us froze. We could feel our bodies stiffen as the eerie thought came to mind. Rob was right. The knocking was coming from the inside. Someone wasn't breaking in. Someone from Rob's work wasn't pulling a prank. None of that. There was a fucking stranger in our apartment. The next question is, where? There are no secret closets or small doors in the apartment, and no attic and no basement, because we were on the 4th floor out of 12. So now, we need to figure out where he or she is. Where should we look? What should we do first? All of our minds are absolutely fucked right now, and we need people from outside the situation to guide us right now. So please, help. I'll read your replies and update you on what we decide to do. Now, to my new update of what happened after. Things went to a level of pure insanity. After a few hours, we decided to put up another camera. This time, inside of our apartment. We all left to get lunch, hoping that when we came back, the person might have come out of their hiding spot. Somehow, we were okay with the crazy idea of leaving a stranger in our place while we went to eat. Luckily though, our plan worked. We came back and watched the new footage. Watching it back, it was the creepiest shit I had ever seen. Looking at our own apartment, then suddenly seeing a person emerge from a cutout in our floor. The wood panels were cut into a square, and he pushed up and moved in aside, and climbed into our family room. We were mind-boggled. It was the scariest fucking feeling, especially with that part in the floor, only 6 feet away from where we were now. The man rummaged through our fridge, searched through our stuff, and then went back into his hole. Slowly, we all stepped towards the area in the floor. We could see a faint outline around the area, and it was amazing how we never noticed it before. Rob slipped his fingers under the ridge of the planks and lifted up the hatch. We all peeked over, looking into the apartment below us. Staring back at us was the same man. He was looking right up at us, smiling. Weirdly smiling. Chills is the only word that comes to mind when I describe how I felt in that moment. He waved at us. Rob then slammed back down the piece of the floor and dialed 911. The police came shortly after. The man's name was John Field. It turns out he was a wanted criminal for multiple homicides. One, in fact, happened right in our apartment. A young couple used to live here. They were missing persons for almost 2 months now. Their bodies were stored in John's freezer in his apartment below them. Apparently, he was very poor and always asked them to do dinner together sometime at their place since he couldn't afford much food. He also made lists for them, each which asked for some food, much like the one he gave to us. John's peepings resulted in the couple avoiding and ignoring him in hopes he would go away. One night, while the couple were out, John cut out a panel in his ceiling and put a lantern underneath it. When the couple returned home, they decided to watch TV and have a movie night. John then sneaked into their room through his hatch. John interrupted their movie night. He stabbed the couple to death, which explains the wine stain on our carpet. That's all the police told us, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Field has many more homicides in his history. This whole thing was fucking insane. I can't believe this even happened to us. I hope nothing crazier ever happens to me. It's fucking terrifying to think what would have happened if we never figured it out. I hope that this is the end of this story. I hope I never hear about John Field again. If something happens in the future, I'll let you know. But for now, it seems it's all over. I wanted to thank you all for helping us. You guys saved our fucking lives. So once again, thank you.